Hello, my name is Steve Bigelow with the Candlestick Forum. One of the major attributes of candlestick analysis is it eliminates your trading emotions. And that's just a function of knowing what the signals and patterns are illustrating. As we saw in the Dow, it did what we call a J-hook plus. You can see the J-hook pattern setting up, and it did it right smack dab off the 50, a level that everybody else is watching. That created extensive probabilities that you are now in an uptrend or continuing this uptrend because of this pattern. That was also confirmed by the NASDAQ, that ever since it's come up through the T-line, they haven't been able to close it back below the T-line, also inferring that this uptrend is in progress. So when you have the analysis pretty well locked in based upon the candlestick signals in conjunction with the T-line, the probabilities of being in the right place at the right time is much greater. So even though the markets have waffled, and many of the stocks have waffled, our recommendation on PST was based upon the bobble breakout right here at the 200-day moving average. Also pretty much a J-hook plus. But notice how it's waffled up and down. The fact that they've never closed it below the T-line keeps your emotions out of your trading, and you just use a simple T-line rule. You stay long until you see a sell signal and a close back below the T-line. That concept has worked quite well. You can see the classic pattern coming out of AMAT, fry pan bottom, J-hook. Bad hair day, but look where it closed that day. Still closed above the T-line, continuing the uptrend. Our recommendation again, bobble breakout on APPN. Notice how the T-line acts as support. Tesla, there's your J-hook plus. And how long do you keep this? Well, right now, there's a little bit of a warning, but they've gapped up in the overbought condition. Basically, you just put your safety stop right here, because candlestick logic says if you see a gap up in the overbought condition, the Japanese race traders have always told us or professed to us where do most people buy? They buy exuberantly at the top. When you're seeing gap ups in the overbought condition, just put safety stops in. We recommended Wolf because there was your bobble breakout. Next target up here. Could it get there? Conceivably, yes. But the fact that we see a bobble breakout, which would imply at least wave 1 and wave 3 are going to be the same magnitude, we don't know how high it would go. We just know that we're putting ourselves in probability trades where the probabilities are greatly in our favor that we're in an uptrend. And we see that in the story stocks, or the stocks like all the artificial intelligence stocks. Look at your little J-hook pattern after your breakout on PLTR. How long do you hold this? Very simple. Use the T-line rule. You stay long as it doesn't close below the T-line. So a lot of people say, well, do you hold during earnings or going into earnings? The candlestick charts are merely the graphic depiction of everybody buying and selling. If they're buying going into earnings, and today was the earnings after hours, they had already gapped it up, which basically tells us that the insiders probably know what the earnings are and whether they're buying or selling. So does this work all the time? Just like everything else in candlestick analysis, the probabilities are pretty strong and very strong that if they're buying going into earnings, they know something. Are there surprises? Yes, that's why they're called surprises. But the probability factor of being in the right place at the right time is always built into the charts. Same scenario on the downside. The probability factors, no matter which way the market is going, is telling you what investor sentiment is doing on any one of these price moves. So join us. We always put out the offer. Try our website for a couple weeks. The only thing that really, or not, shouldn't say it that way, the thing that really stands out about candlestick analysis is that it's just common sense put into a graphic depiction, usually putting you in the right trades at the right time and cutting through all the rhetoric. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.